Hello everyone. So in this video I'm gonna show you how to install Eclipse and Fortran, the Fortran compiler with Eclipse in Mac OS. So first of all we need to make sure that this video is intended for Mac users using one of the latest versions of Mac, so we can check our Mac distribution right here. We go to the Apple logo and then about this Mac, and in here this tutorial will work for those users with Mac OS High Sierra and El Capitan. So first of all, what we're going to do is install Java in our computers. So I'm gonna go and install I'm gonna type JDK downloads, and I'll download the latest Java version here. So we accept the license agreement, and then I download the Java version for Mac OS, this one here. We wait a couple of seconds till the download is finished. All right, and then I just run the installer, double click on it, and then install the Java distribution on the computer. This usually takes a couple of minutes depending on your computer, but it's very simple to install. It's easy to install. Okay, then I just open the terminal. For opening the terminal, I go to the Launchpad, then Others, and then Terminal. And I'll type Java hyphen version, and it says Java version .9. Okay, so that's the Java version I need. Next, I will download Eclipse. So I'll download the latest Eclipse version. So I type into Google Eclipse downloads. Then I'll install Eclipse Oxygen. I download it for the Mac. And then I wait till the download is complete. Then I just click here and I open it from my downloads folder, Eclipse installer. This will open the Eclipse installer, and from here I have to select the Eclipse version I want to install. So in our case, for working with Fortran, we have to install Eclipse for parallel application developers. So I click here. I leave the default folder, so I don't change anything here, and I just install it. These will take a couple of minutes. Alright, so the installation is done. We just launch it to make sure Eclipse is properly installed. As you can see, I installed the Oxygen version of Eclipse. That's the latest release up to January 2018. Alright, so Eclipse is now installed. I'm going to close it for now. We still have to install a couple of more things. So next thing we're going to install is the Fortran compiler. So that one we can find it here in the guide, in the PDF. I'll go to the Fortran official webpage. We can just type Fortran for Mac here at the Google Chrome or any web browser you're using. Maybe this is not the one I want to install. So we use the one here at the web page. Then I go to download binaries for Windows, Linux, Mac OS. And then I download the binary for Mac OS Sierra or El Capitan. Here it depends on your operative system version. Download the one that fits your needs, that fits your OS, the one corresponding to your OS. Once the download is complete, I'll just double click on it. And install this software. Again, this will take a couple of minutes depending on your computer. Okay, so installation is complete. So now we have installed Eclipse, we have installed Fortran, we have installed Java. Next, we have to install Apple command line tools. There is a guide here on how to install them. In my case, I already have them installed, but I'll go through the process on how to install them. So once again, we open the Launchpad, then we go to Others, Terminal. And from the terminal, there are a couple of ways of how to install them. You could try Xcode, select, install. This will install the command line tools. So it says here, the Xcode select command requires the command line developer tools. So I just say install, agree, and then this will look for the software online. So I'll wait till the assistant is done looking for the software. This usually takes a couple of minutes. All right, command line tools are installed. We need just to make sure that the C compiler is installed. So we type GCC, and if we see the following output, that means that our uh, C compiler is already installed. So this is the output we are looking for. So again, we just type GCC, and if we see this output, then that means everything was properly installed. All right, so finally, we just need to link the compiler to Eclipse. For that, we're going to open, well, we're going to create a new shell file. So we can create it using any text editor you have. I'm going to use the default text editor. So I go to Launchpad, Others, then Text Edit. I'm going to say New Document, and I'm going to save it at the desktop of my computer. Before starting to write, I'm going to change the format of this document from enriched text format to plain text. So I go to Format, Make Plain Text. Okay. And then I'm going to write the following. So these two signs, then /bin/bash, then path equals $path, and then I have to specify my gfortran location. By default, gfortran is located in this folder, usr local gfortran bin, but let's just make sure. So I go to my folder here. Oh, sorry, this is a hidden location, so we won't be able to see it, but usually it's installed here. So I go to I type usr local gfortran/bin. That's the location of the gfortran compiler, and then this is the location of my Eclipse. So if we install the Eclipse at the default location, it will be located at home Eclipse. Just to make sure, we go to home Eclipse, parallel oxygen, slash Eclipse dot app dot contents dot slash MacOS slash Eclipse. Finally, we're going to specify our default workspace. It's going to be home slash documents slash workspace. All right. So here you just need to make sure that well, depending on the Eclipse version you have. In my case, I have parallel oxygen, but you could have parallel neon, parallel Luna, or whatever. So you just need to make sure that this folder indeed exists. And then I save this as Eclipse Fortran.sh. I close this, and now to launch the Eclipse, I go to Terminal, then I move to Desktop, and then I run sudo sh Eclipse Fortran.sh. It will ask me for the password, and that will open my Eclipse with Fortran enabled. So let's now make a test just to make sure that our Fortran is properly linked with the Eclipse environment, and to make sure that we can now write and run our Fortran code. Alright, so if it's the first time you are opening Eclipse, it maybe won't display the Fortran perspective, so you go to this window here, or actually you can go to Window, Perspective, Open Perspective, Other, and then you select the Fortran perspective, just to make sure you're in the Fortran perspective. Then I'm going to create a new project. So I'm going to New Fortran Project. Then I select the compiler, executable, GNU Fortran on macOS, GCC Fortran. I'm gonna name the project Test. Apparently it exists already. Test 1.2. All right, that's sufficient. Finish. And then in here, I'm going to create a new Fortran file. New Fortran source file. Source file. I'm gonna name this source file hello Fortran.f95. Don't forget the extension. This will create a template, and I'm just going to do a print statement here just to display something. Let's display Fortran is working. All right, so I save my file, save. Well, I already saved it, and then I hit here at this little hammer, which is going to compile my project. If Fortran was properly installed, we will see the compilation log here at the console. So let's see. All right, so it's compiling. So compilation is done, and finally I hit run. I choose local Fortran application, and that's it. It displayed the message Fortran is working. That means that our Fortran is now properly installed and properly linked to Eclipse. One side note, one very important thing is that you have to open Fortran through the console. Every time you want to write Fortran code, you will have to open it through the console. So you have to do it in the following way. You go to the Launchpad, Others, Terminal, and well, in my case, I placed the Fortran script at the at the desktop, but you can place it in any location you wish. So I'm gonna move to my desktop, cd desktop, and then from here I'm gonna type sudo sh dot slash eclipse fortran dot sh. It's gonna request for the password, and that will open Eclipse with the Fortran. Okay, so that was our tutorial for installing and linking Fortran with Eclipse in Mac OS. Thank you very much.